what is going on out there? This is your Uncle Steve, and this is the Friday brunch in Uncle Steve's Lounge. A lot to talk about today. A game this Sunday. Houston coming into Atlanta. They're a little hot. CJ Stroud is lighting things up. See if we can slow that down a little bit. But the big news all this week, criticism of the quarterback. Rumors of people getting traded. Folks, relax. It's going to be all right. Let's talk about it. I don't know what it is. I might be the only person I know that still vibe off my theme music coming in. Folks, it is a Friday. It is Falcons Friday. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge in the Friday brunch. Appreciate everyone coming in. Thank you for joining us again on your way in. Make sure you push the like button. Let everybody know what's going on. If you have a friend or two that you say, hey, man, here come that dude again talking all that stuff. Bring them in here. Tell them to come on in. Let's talk about these Atlanta Falcons for a little bit. We have a game on Sunday. We play the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans who are 2-2. The Atlanta Falcons who are 2-2. One team might be on the up and one team might be on the other side. Let's see how this thing is gonna end up. Folks, I have a feeling coming back to the Benz is probably one of the best antidotes for the Atlanta Falcons right now. Safe to say that was a tough 2-game stretch against Detroit, against Jacksonville. We all know what happened. No need to rehash all of the stuff in those 2 games. But it is a little bit time to maybe we can kind of reverse course a little bit, come home, get some home cooking. Undefeated at home so far this year. Maybe we can get some of that mojo going as we have the Texans this week and then next week the Commanders. And look, be it far from us to talk about any other team struggling, but the Commanders look like they're really struggling and might be a good chance for them to come on in here and take that big L. So, I mean, you would have to be blind and deaf not to hear and see all of the commotion going on and, you know, the talk of quarterback play, offensive line play, coach, bad play calling, all that stuff. You know, one of the things I've always said when I had this platform, when I started this platform, is I wanted to be different in this. I'm going to give my opinion. Don't get me wrong. And then whether that's right or wrong, who cares? But I'm not that XO guy. I'm not the guy that's going to break down the 2-3 technique and the 2 tight end and the whatever. Skadama DB Juba Juba Gaba. I'm not that guy. If you want that guy, there are plenty of folks that can do it. I have good colleagues that do that here. I'm always about the fan. I'm always about what is the fan thinking? What is the fan saying? And I pride myself on that because I am a 40-plus year fan. So I have to ask, why is it looked upon negatively to expect more from your players, your coaches, and the organization. This is the same organization that told me that our quarterback was going to be ready for this year. It's the same organization that told me he only needs 8-9 snaps for preseason. He's ready. This is the same organization that told me, leadership-wise, we're ready. He's ready to lead. Why do I keep mentioning these things about the quarterback? Because I'm going to beat you on the head with it, whether you want to hear it or not. Repeat after me, y'all. It's the most important position in North American sports. And 9 times out of 10, when you don't get that position right, you're going to struggle. Does this mean we have given up on our quarterback? Try not to say the name because I don't want to be accused of being a hater. But when your quarterback is struggling, see here, see Washington, see Carolina, they're already talking about Carolina. Everybody talks about patience and wanting to be patient. Shoot, they already talking about Carolina. Some of the fans, not all of them. Let's see what happens next year. Even though Carolina's pick is going to Chicago. Maybe we can get our hands on one of those quarterbacks next year because we messed up. So I understand why fans fan. And when I mean fans fan, we are fans. We are fanatics. We tend to go overboard sometimes. But the one word that kept coming around all week that kind of annoyed me, and I'm not saying you don't have it, but it annoyed me because some of the sources that were telling me to be this word were some of the same media coaches, content creators that were telling me, oh no, we good. Wait and see. You'll see. It's about having patience and how to be patient. Now, I don't ever want to start a conversation without having some context, so I looked up in the dictionary just to be sure. Looked up the definition of patient. Patient, able to accept or tolerate delays, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. Able to accept or tolerate delays, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. So we're asking, well, I say we're, the Falcons organization and everyone around it is asking the fan base, supporters, and everyone else who have gone through 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 to push it back just a little bit more because we might not be ready yet. Now, again, Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm not trying to say that everything's going to go your way immediately just like that, like this. But it was a different message being sent this summer, in this offseason. I didn't hear anything about, well, you got to wait for the development. I didn't hear anything about, oh, well, actually, he's a rookie now. If I remember most of the pro current quarterback folks, they were telling me that those 4 games at the end of last year were valuable. He's not a rookie anymore. He's ready. Those games were needed. Now he's ready. Who cares about preseason? Throw him out there. He's going to be great. And now, 4 games into the season, now questions come up. Now, I'm not going to, feed into the trades and all that stuff. Listen, folks, that's far-fetched. We paid a guy $11 million to come in here on the bench. If things go wrong, you go to the bench and see if you can pick that up. But as we look at this team in 2023, we have a defense that last week gave up 1 touchdown. We have a defense that 2 weeks ago in Detroit gave up 2 touchdowns. And the second touchdown, let's be honest, if your offense is giving it right back to you 3 plays later, eventually something's going to give. They ended up giving in the end. The defense looks nice. Solid enough to where if we can get some help from the offense, we'll be fine. I look at number 7. This one. This guy. The guy that a lot of us even, it's so funny to me. I laugh how we all change our tunes, because there are some that will with a straight face sit here and try to tell you that they were Bijan all the way. And if you go back into the archives, you can see Jalen Carter. Now all of a sudden, what are they going to do with Bijan? So it's comical to me, but I understand. We're fans. I get it. Now, going back to now the issues on offense, folks, it's not all on our quarterback. We have been getting horrible play from both tackles this year. And surprisingly, some bad guard play from our alleged all-pro guard. Our rookie guard probably has been the bright spot. So it's not all on our QB. But I will say it's not fair to tell fans, be patient, when all summer, all offseason, after naming him, not after a competition, after naming him, you told us this is the guy. You told us he was ready. You told us he was going to do the job. Now things happen. Nobody's perfect. Not throwing stones. I can't do it. Half of you watching can't do it. But at the same time, I think it's just fair to point out that, wow, folks, you can tell me about development. You can tell me about bad play calling. You can tell me about experience. You can tell me about reading defenses. You can go through a whole gamut of what your IQ in football, which I'm pretty sure is close to mine because you're on the same screen talking and doing these things I'm doing. The eye test just says we just haven't been getting good play. And if you're honest with yourself, and take the I'm on his side thing out of it, because I'm not on a side to bench our quarterback. And why I want this dude to succeed. If he succeeds, my team succeeds. But I cannot help to look and see what redeeming qualities at this juncture does our quarterback possess that makes you think there is going to be improvement. For example, I never heard anything about our quarterback's arm strength. I heard about how he was a great leader in college for a lesser conference. I never heard anything about how he was this diamond in the rough. So when I came in after the draft last year, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe we setting up to get another free agent or something. But the organization tells me this guy's about to be the guy. I just haven't seen it, y'all. And it's okay for me as a Falcon fan to expect competent play from our quarterback, whether it's the first time he's been on a football field or not. Folks, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here watching CJ Stroud coming in here on a hot streak. Is he going to have some bad games? Absolutely. Probably this weekend. Bryce Young already being baptized by fire. He's had some hard times. Anthony Richardson found out a couple of times. This is not going to be as easy. But you know the one thing I can say about each one of those quarterbacks? I've seen flashes. I've seen small bits of hope. Again, I'm not here to argue schemes and all that stuff. Save that criticism for somebody who cares. I'm talking about as somebody who sits there in the seats, somebody who sits at home, supports my team, and I'm saying to myself, okay, self, they told me this was the guy. I'm trying to look for anything to say, wow, he's going to get better. I got news for you too. And this is, I can't even believe I'm saying this. There were a couple of times this year, I think Mariota would have got out of a couple of those situations. Not throwing the ball, but escaping. I haven't even seen the athleticism on display. I take that back. I saw his athleticism on display in quarter 4 of the Green Bay game. Carolina game really did not have a great game. And please don't tell me about 15 for 18. 4 or 5 of those, one was to itself, 4 or 5 of those were behind the line and got tackled. So please miss me with that. I'm just concerned, folks, as a fan. Am I going to trust what the organization is telling me? At this point, I don't have a choice. I said this at the beginning, in the offseason, I said this. Whatever they say we're going to do at the beginning of the season, I'm going to ride with it. So I'm going to ride with our quarterback. I'm going to ride with him. I don't have a choice. That's who the organization said is going to be the guy. But please don't tell me I can't expect more. I can't expect more just because he's, and again, depending on what day it is that you got your narrative, all of a sudden, this week, he's a rookie. At the beginning of the season, coming into the offseason, no, he's the second year. He's ready to go, blah, blah, blah. But when it doesn't fit the narrative, all of a sudden, he's a rookie again. No, this is only his 8th game. I mean, he's 4-4. And people not even honest enough to go back and look at the situation in the 4 games from last year. But that's okay. Am I hoping I'm absolutely wrong and Sunday I go in here and this offense looks much better? The offensive line supports him. Bijan keep doing Bijan things. Hopefully we can get Tyler in this game. I'm a little concerned about not giving Tyler his reps. I think we need to get him involved in the game plan a little bit more. But It's okay, folks. It's okay. You're not going to hear anything from me if you criticize our quarterback. It's okay. He took the position. There are only 32 people that have that position in the NFL. If he can't take some slander every now and then he's in the wrong business. And when I say slander, I shouldn't say slander. He should take some bullets, some criticisms and things like that. Folks, that's going to happen. He should be ready for it. He should. He signed up for it. The Matt Collar scene, good. Good. Needs to happen. So I'm here to tell you, I am. Please don't tell me how to be a fan any more than I'll tell you how to pretend to be somebody who breaks down games. Any more than I pretend to tell you that just because you're to keep talking about trading him for another quarterback, for Justin Fields or whoever, or Kirk Cousins and all of that stuff. I'm still a fan. And as a fan, I'm going to have the right to say what I want to say based on what I see. In the moment last week, when he threw that second interception, am I going to lie to sit up here and say I didn't yell out and scream that, sit him down? Of course I did. It was in the middle of the game. We were down 17-0. Of course I am. But at the same time, I still have the right to expect more out of my quarterback, no matter how old he is. All right, let me get to the chat, y'all. I appreciate it. That let me kind of vent on that particular subject. Again, we'll catch up. And as y'all are going down to, also make sure that you all put your predictions in as far as your comments are concerned. I'm going to try to run down as many as I can. I know I talk a whole lot. So I'm going to try to say hey to everybody, and then we'll get it rolling. John Higgins start us off. What's going on? Say, what's happening, Uncle Steve? How's it going today? Well, here comes Houston. We will see what happens. 1/3 of the podcast, Quartet Smooth, Smitty, Big Low Country, 95 North. Oh, yeah. All the fellas, all the good guys in here. Speaking of which, 95 North Falcons Talk show is in the house. What's going on? Say, oh, happy Friday. Did you get enough croissants while you were there? Well, I believe the croissants would have probably been in France, I think. But I did have hard bread for my continental breakfast. And then I had something, what do they call it? English breakfast, which is sausage, tomatoes, 2 eggs, something like it. I didn't eat all of it, so... Y'all check out my boy Burrow on 95 North Falcons Talk Show. He's doing his thing. Love it, love it. False Star Falcons is in the house. What's good, on? What's your theme music? KB and my kids started there. Hey, man, I got to thank my buddy Blake for hooking up my theme music for me, man. He actually got another one coming up for me, too. I'm going to try to add that in there. Winston's in the house. What's going on, Winston? Thank you so much. Yes, please. If y'all keep chatting. Smash the like button for us. We really appreciate it. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, please make sure you like the video so we can get this thing out here into the stratosphere and talk about these Falcons, man. I know it's been difficult, but listen, folks, when I woke up the next morning, as I do after bad games, the sun was shining. Everything else went on as usual, and life will go on. So, hey, that's how we're going to roll it. That's how we're going to do it. Travis, what's up? Travis says, people have been acting a fool this week. We need the theme music. Not the Sesame Street. I think. Look, if I had my little mixer thing right here, I'd be right with you. I apologize. I wish I did. Winston says you have perfect music for a lounge, smooth, jazzy vibe. That's exactly what I'm going for, and I appreciate that. Because you're in Uncle Steve's Lounge on a Friday. Today's brunch was Popeye's ghost pepper wings. That's what I had today. G's in the house. What's up? Happy Friday, G. How you feeling, man? How's everybody doing today on this beautiful Friday? RJ Falcon is in the house. What's going on, sir? 330 representing as always, as only he can. Red Rhodes is in the house. What's going on? Red says Ridder is trash, period. Anyone who disagrees, they trash too. Now, that's how Red rocks. So I'm not here to tell people they're trash. That's his opinion. I'll go with the first part where you say Ridder is trash. Again, folks, I'm never going to stop people from telling their opinion on here. If that's what you think, there are some people that think Ridder is still going to blossom from this ugly duckling into a swan. And that's cool. But that's what makes the world go round, y'all. You know. Cortez says, what's up, Cortez? So I wish I knew how I could get game film because I would definitely do that for you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, if I could do that, that would be awesome. I made a mistake and scrolled this up. My brother Quinn Wimby in the house. What's going on, sir? Say Falcon fan all the way, baby. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. Falcons. Listen, despite everything, y'all, despite the bad vibes from the last 2 weeks, y'all know we 2-2. We haven't had a losing record this year yet. We don't know what it's like to be have a losing record yet this year. So you got to take the positives with them. They're going to be negatives. The positive, we 2-2. We win against Houston and beat a homely Washington team as we should, even though their defensive line is pretty good. We do that, we can stop all this talk right now. Atlanta Bird Gang in the house. What is going on, brother? Tidy's here. Y'all make sure y'all check out Atlanta Bird Gang today. I'm making the assumption we're going to do the Waffle House this evening in Atlanta Bird Gang. Please let me know if you are, brother Tidy, or not. That's some must-see streaming for late night folks. If you're going to do that, I'm usually still at work when they start things up, when they start heating up the grill and doing their thing. Y'all make sure y'all check them out on the Atlanta Bird Gang. Slim Dollars here said, because Falcon fans think every move the Falcon organization makes is a great move, and you're supposed to support it with no questions asked. If you say one thing against it, you're a hater. Slim, and that particular part, that's the one thing I don't like. I don't like when fans don't have the right to express themselves. I'm not saying disrespectfully. Again, if you want to get into the name callings and all of that stuff and take it personal and go at somebody and everything, I don't rock like that. I don't vibe like that. That's not how I rock. But if you can respectfully say, I'm not sure the quarterback position is a good one right now, I'll ride with you because organization, you told me that things will only get better, but I gotta see it. I gotta see it. And Lord willing, I hope I live for a long time, but I don't know, man. I would like to get one parade down Peachtree before I expire. If I can. MW, the franchise player. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Rise up, David here in the house. What is going on, my friend? Red says you can't be a hater, Uncle Steve. Ridder has nothing to hate on. Wow. And again, that's his opinion, folks. Y'all can't stop that man from thinking what he thinks. I'm not. He never disrespectful to me. So I'm saying disrespectful to me. I mean, hey, that's him. False Start said we will be in the market for a quarterback this offseason for sure. It's gonna be interesting, man. I am hoping the scenario turns around. That's what I'm gonna say to that. David says he's making the same mistake over and over again. The pick six he threw was the same read from New Orleans and Green Bay. D-back just caught it this time. It's funny. It's funny you say that. And to steal a John Harris-ism, he done stabbed the guy down all the way. I'm trying to talk like John don't have teeth. He got teeth. He stared him down. But he did stare those receivers down. That's crazy. Now, can these attributes get better? Of course they can. But don't tell me to be patient because they put him in place. They said he was ready to run this team / manage this team. Don't make the mistake and come back and tell me, oh, y'all don't have patience. If you think about how logical that sounds, they don't even sound right. All season, he's gonna surprise y'all. He's surprising us, all right. Corliss says Ridder play like he shook. Scary. If him and Smith don't change some things, we're getting smoked Sunday. Man, Corliss, I hope not, bro. Slim said, it bothers me that you hear fans always saying it's a slow build, but there's no such thing as a slow build in the NFL because you're not successful in 3 years, then you won't be successful. Folks, Slim, that was a narrative. And shout out real quick before I go any further, shout out to my brother Rodney. I ran into today in Publix as I was going by. Rodney saw me and chatted it up with me, man, and it was some real good talk. Rodney is in the patient category where he's saying, hey, give him some time. And I think we came from different angles at a couple of things, but you know what I noticed about me and Rodney? We both want this team to win. We both are passionate fans. We're both talking about people don't realize how desolate this team was back in the 70s, 80s. Yeah, y'all can read a book and claim to know all the players and all of that junk. But at the end of the day, no, we were in the middle of it. We saw this was before people could type on the computer and let you know how you feel in 3 seconds. I mean, this was you just accepted mediocrity. You don't do that anymore. I hear people talking about 3-year bill. When Dallas started, Dallas and Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, and they didn't have that. Yeah, that was back then. 2020s, I've seen teams turn around in 1 year. Detroit didn't have a super slow bill. Man had one bad season, turned around, and now one of the best teams in the NFC. Philadelphia basically stripped the whole team down, got rid of the quarterback, got rid of the coach, and went right back to the Super Bowl. Why can't we be part of that conversation? Because we're it's the Falcons. Just take your time. The fans will be there. Hoo-hoo. No. Austin, what's going on, Austin? How you doing, brother? Good to see you in the house. Dixon Way is in the house. Y'all make sure y'all check out Larry on the Dixon Way. He'll start his Braves coverage. I think I heard him say he was going to definitely make the Braves a priority, which I understand. And we're in this playoff run. Got to do something against them Phillies, man, and do their thing. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out on YouTube, the Dixon Way, best live reaction local sports here in Atlanta. He said, what's up, Steve? Sam Howell is a second-year quarterback with 2 less starts under his belts. Looks better than our quarterback. He was also drafted later in the draft. I'm not here to be negative, but I agree with Larry. Okay. 3:30 say Uncle Steve got us in Bible study. That is what you see, right? When they put it up on. And the congregation said, oh, man. David said, teams rebuild in 3 years. We're in year 6 of a 5-year losing streak. How patient must we be? I hear you. I hear you. I see a super chat sneaking in there, and boy, y'all have really chatted it up, and I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. This is my brother Rusty, man. How you doing, Rusty? Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Say, I think of Calais and wonder what is going through his mind. He didn't sign with us to watch Des develop. He was sold a vision, and I ain't seeing it. Rusty, I'll change. I'm going to keep the spirit of what you said, and I won't put my words in it. I think of Calais and said, man, this ain't what I signed up for. Man, I ain't trying to see this dude suck. I only got 2 more years left in the NFL, and I got to watch this. I was sold a bag of magic beans and some beanstalk soil. But you get what I'm saying. I mean, that's folks, it's okay to expect more from your quarterback. If they put you on the field, they are not putting you on the field with, okay, y'all, but we can't expect him to read defenses. We can't expect him to improvise. We can't expect him to not make mistakes. We can't. I know, folks, we know it's going to be some growing pains. We're not saying that. But can I see something? Some redeeming qualities? Can I see something? If we break it down, that fourth quarter against Green Bay is the only quarter that I've seen that he absolutely had a command of what he was doing in that offense for those 3 drives. I'm sorry. Sorry, folks. It is what it is. Ladderberg A says the irony of telling us fans that Ridder didn't need to play preseason, and now weeks later telling us to be patient. Folks, and for those of you who missed, I'm just going to go back. For those of you who just came in, I just want to make sure y'all see what the definition of patient is. Able to accept or tolerate delays, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. So, according to the definition, you want me to accept delaying good quarterback play. You want me to be able to accept the problems. You also want me to accept suffering without being annoyed or anxious. So at 1 o'clock, it's lollipops and jelly beans. And don't pay attention to the guy who gets the ball every snap. He'll be okay. Tolerate it. It's okay. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't get it. Let me skip down to a couple of people. And Miss Pam, how you doing, ma'am? Good to see you. I know you were over there last week. I've had a great time in London, folks. I just want to be able to thank the London folks. Were real cool over there. We had some good moments. If you got a chance, if you go to the YouTube, got a chance to talk to a couple of the local people who were there. It was beautiful, man, being able to. They are really excited about NFL football, which aside of the outcome of the Falcons game, is a beautiful thing. It's really, really pretty cool. Slim says it's a crime to say the Falcons took a gamble on the 3rd round quarterback and it didn't work out. A lot of these fans think every draft pick the Falcons make just has to work out. I heard people talking about, why isn't Helms in the game? Why isn't Helms? Listen, we're not trying to tell you that these guys might not have talent and might get their chance, but to Slim's point, every draft pick, including 1st round draft picks, don't always work out. Think about our recent run of 2nd round draft picks. That hasn't been great, Austin, appreciate you. Winston said they sold us an expired bill of goods, and we were happy because we saw chicken nuggets. Wow. Y'all are hard. Big Ant is in the house. What's going on, Dre? How you feeling, brother? Good to see you. said Ridder and the play calling ain't working. Folks, again, I did not get in touch with Dre and tell him to put this in there. There are people who love this team, love this organization, and we want the best. And when we don't get it up front, folks, we're going to question. I'm sorry. That's human nature, as Michael said. That's human nature. JJ, the greatest, in here with a super chat. What's going on, JJ, man? Thank you for joining me, brother. Said we were worried about how none of the players or coaches mentioned Ridder's ability as a quarterback, only his leadership. And we were told not to worry about it. JJ, at first, thank you. And they named him quarterback. I want to say it was right before the draft. Right, JJ? They told us he has the leadership capabilities. He's learned a lot. Those 4 games were invaluable. He's a leader on the team, yet he didn't get voted the captain. And yeah, if y'all want to point that out, have fun, because yes, I'm gonna bring it all out. And without competition, told us he was QB1 from day one this year. Without competition. If you brought Heineke in there and at least said, let's push him and see, but you can't. You can't do that. We got to have, I hope the next couple of weeks, Desmond Ridder is in one of those moods where one of those things where he changes all of our minds. But right now, folks, I'm sitting here telling you, we demand, we should expect better. We can't sit here and start making excuses for that. I love my Falcons. I love this team. I go to the games when there's nobody in the stadium. The end of last year, I was in games with nobody, and that doesn't make you a bigger fan if you go to the games before y'all say that. I'm just saying that there is nothing more passionate to me than being able to say, that's my team, going to support them, whether I'm sitting in a bar, sitting in the man cave, sitting at the game, whatever I'm doing. But that does not mean I have to accept mediocrity just because you tell me, gotta be patient. Y'all wasn't patient with Hennessy. Y'all wasn't patient with Marlon Davidson. Oh, y'all called these cats out on the carpet now. You're not patient with Richie Grant. So what's the difference? All of a sudden, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, maybe he had this Darth Vader thing and did the Jedi mind trick over half of the. Why all of a sudden does he get this pass? Mariota didn't get this type of pass. Woo, y'all about to. Oh, man. Miss Pam says, I'm happy you were pointing out the lack of run block and pass blocking from our 2 captains on the line. And McGarry, I expect a lot of improvement on the offensive line. They need to do their job. Absolutely. This is, as much as I know this week has been very much of a bash the QB week, you can't ignore the lack of protection that the young man has had back there in the back. That is part of it. You're absolutely right. Said 2 positives on the offensive line is rookie tackle Bergeron and Dahlman. Yeah, I just said that earlier. Yeah, absolutely. He's Bergeron is definitely a highlight. Demetrius is in the house. What's going on? Robin is here. Appreciate you. I'm trying to skip down to some folks that have come in and just want to make sure that I'm acknowledging some of these folks. Robin says that man playing like he a rookie. That's not me making it up, folks. Sugar and Meg, what's going on? Said Justin Fields' last 7 quarters have been better than Ridder's whole career so far. Folks, I'm going to say it one more time I am not making these folks come here to agree with me or disagree with me. Read that statement one more time. Justin Fields' last 7 quarters have been better than Ridder's whole career so far. I would love to see Fields in Atlanta uniform. All Fields needs is a fresh start. Again, as accurate as that is, I do want to. I was one who in 2021, when they announced Kyle Pitts' name, was a little upset because I thought we were going to go get Mr. Fields. So you're absolutely right. David said most people watched the Toy Story version. It said it looked even worse. Oh, man. Got one more in the house. This is my brother, John Harris. So I know I said his name, so he knew he was going to come up. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate your support, man. Said, excuse me. I tried to stop it, but they let the Falcons embarrass the league anyway. Ridder isn't getting any help from his coaching since he's been there. Now, I'm not going to absolve Arthur Smith from some of these things. Arthur Smith, any more than I want to bench Ridder, I'm not trying to fire Arthur Smith either anymore. But it has to be brought up that Arthur, got to put your young man in better situations. You got to. You got to. Thank you, brother John. I appreciate that. Rusty, back again, man. Thank you so much, Rusty. I appreciate you always supporting, man. You know you are A1 with me, brother. Says, made it to the divisional round in my Madden League with Ridder, and he's balling. He's aggravated me so much in real life, though. I might trade him. Man, don't trade him if he's doing good on the game, man. You know, it's so funny, man. I've been trying to get time to challenge my son. I haven't really had time to kind of sit down and do it yet. I think I played one game, and we played Carolina, and we won on that. But yeah, Rusty, I gotta. Rusty said, I don't care what y'all say. He a beast in Madden. So, oh, man. Pamela said his receiver and tight end need to run their routes and catch the balls when thrown to you. Yeah, listen. I heard him say something, Pam, about Kyle Pitts and he's still coming along and whatever. But here's my thing, Pam. Why is he out there if he's coming along? You ain't gonna tell me you don't have healthy guys that could run the routes. Me and Pam sat out there and watched Jonnu Smith catching balls all over the place. So we're supposed to give a pass because no, if you're not ready, Kyle, sit down. If that's the case from what Coach Smith is saying. No. You get no pass, but she's right. Everybody needs to help. Everybody needs to do their part. We can't 100% bash him. Red says 15 bad quarters out of 16. David says when Kansas City drafted Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, after a few practices, had Alex Smith and an executive Uber out of town. He constantly told people this guy's arm talent was off the chart. All we hear about Desmond Ridder's leadership, not his on-field abilities. And folks, you could be the greatest leader in the history. I'm gonna tell y'all who does this sound like? Tim Tebow. Great leader of men, galvanize people. Tim Tebow. I mean, I'm just saying, the leadership qualities are great, but if it's not gonna win me a game, I'm sorry. And this franchise has lost. I remind you all, who you already know what the stat is, we've lost 5 straight seasons in a row. Let me ask you a question for those of you who are in the chat. And I mean this. And I mean to ask you this. if you had a choice, again, starting in 2023, if you had a choice, would you A, try to get a quarterback who is ready at the position to lead this team, knowing that you can probably turn this around? A competent quarterback is going to have this team winning. Or are you willing to delay the process 2 to 3 years to wait for Desmond Ridder to come up to par? If you say, I'd rather have the option of a ready right now quarterback, press A. If you're willing to wait, which people are saying 2 to 3 years for Ridder's development, push B. A, if you say have a quarterback in here now who could do it, or B, if you say wait on Ridder. I just want to know from a couple of y'all, A or B. Pamela says Arthur Smith needs to let Desmond be Desmond. He's not a pocket quarterback. And you know, I was saying that too, Pamela. There were a couple of those situations. It was no different than what Trevor Lawrence was doing. We had some good coverage in the secondary on a couple of those plays, and Trevor Lawrence said, you know what? Let me pull this bad boy down and at least get 7 or 8. And then on one play, he got about 16, 17. Yeah. Crazy. Antonio says, my patience running out. I want to see wins. Tired of not playing in the playoffs. Tired of picking top 10 in the NFL. Love the show. Free Scotty Miller. Y'all are wrong, man. Y'all are wrong. Pamela says, home field matters. Yes, it does. Let's pack the beans. Dez undefeated at home. I agree with you 100%. You know I'm going to be out there, Pam. I know I see you out there all the time on your pictures and everything. If you see me rolling out there, make sure you let me know. Red has gone on record. He says Houston is going to beat them 28-9. Woo, we might have to put you in timeout for that one, brother. We're going to put you in timeout. David says he doesn't want to predict this one. Just don't feel like looking at this realistically. Man, Slim Dollar says the same thing. I got 30-10 Texans. You can't compete with a high-flying offense with a run game. Uh-oh. Corliss says, how was the fish and chips? You know, the first place we went to, we ended up getting, oh man, it was like more of a Mexican type power bowl, like little rice and protein and all that stuff. And it was actually pretty good. Didn't get a chance to do the fish and chips. I should end that by saying that. But next time we go, I would love to probably go a couple of days more. But we flew in. We got there Saturday, adjusted to the time a little bit, and went to the game Sunday. And we were back in Atlanta Monday afternoon. So we didn't get a chance to do the whirlwind thing of London. But next time we will. I have been there previous in the Army and stuff like that. So it's not like I didn't have a chance to do that. Make sure y'all, if you don't get a chance, I see a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people in here. Don't forget to push the like button on here. If you haven't subscribed and you're already here, please hit the subscribe button for me. Show support for the channel. Uncle Steve's Lounge has been here for a couple of minutes. We're trying to get this thing out here into the YouTube stratosphere so everybody can kind of see what we got going on. Pamela says, I enjoyed my London vacation. I hate that I missed you, London. Hope to see you at the Bench. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll be there. Lisa Shepherd, what's going on, Lisa? Says, got to eat ethnic food in London. Traditional British food will have you questioning things. Oh, man. Pamela says she loved her fish and chips. See? MW franchise player says 24-21 Atlanta. Defense keeps us in as usual. Bijan, 1K, and TA go crazy. I do think we're going to win the game. I think Stroud, even as good as Pittsburgh looked the other week against Cleveland, the Pittsburgh that the Texans played last week is kind of the Pittsburgh I thought I would see this year, keeping it real. So that didn't shock me that the Texans won that game. This Falcon defense has not really bent a lot. I mean, broken a lot. They bent, but they haven't really broken a lot. 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games. Folks, if you do that, you give your team a chance to win. Pamela says 27-10 Falcons. My defense will create havoc and bring Houston back to reality. Yes, ma'am. I think I'm kind of in that same boat. I think he's going to turn the ball over a couple of times. Billy Mills says, the way this offense has been playing, I don't know what to predict. I'm going to just say a chance of a lopsided game our way or theirs. It's just a good game. I can't give you a score. That's all good, brother. It's all good. JJ, what's up? Say, just got off work today, so I finally get to catch a Friday live. I appreciate you, brother. Lisa says he's entitled to his opinion, but calling other people trash because they support Ridder is not cool. Yeah, I said that at the beginning. Yeah, I don't do that, but yeah, I think we've had this conversation before. I can't tell people how to be themselves more than they can tell me how to be Steve. But Armani, what's up, nephew? Nephew says, I get being positive, but being positive is not a great overview for the season because when it comes to average to above average teams, we will struggle because we can push the ball down the field. I hear you. See, y'all working on Red. Red says, okay, I'll be a little positive. Falcons win 23-20. But once again, Ridder needs to make plays for us to win. Is he capable? I won't hold my breath. Fair assessment. Absolutely fair assessment. Dallas Cowboy, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Y'all got a big game against San Francisco this week. We will see. Say shout out to the ATL. Dallas Cowboys comes in here and gives me some love. So we already talked. Hey, look, unless we playing each other, he already knows how it goes. But I always appreciate you coming into the lives. Appreciate that, man. Big time. Tron, what's going on, man? How you doing out there? Thank you for joining us in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Millie Mills says, man, F all that. The rule is 10 games. Tells you what you need to know about a quarterback. And Ridder at 8. And ain't showed me ish. Yet I still believe Ridder will be fine. I just don't know when or if it's even with us. Dude, there is nothing unfair. There are some people that's going to look at that and say, man, he just dumped all over him and stuff. No. What is inaccurate about that? What he's saying? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. There's nothing inaccurate about that. There is a big divide, I think, with a lot of people think if you don't say how great somebody on your team is 100,000 times and you say one criticism of it, that means you don't like them. I went through that with Matt Ryan his whole career. 75% of the time, I was so pro Matt Ryan, I would get into it. Me and John Harris would go on screen, go about it all the time. About, dude, you're not being fair to the cat. You're not being fair, except for the last couple of years. You're not being fair to him. Blah, 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 blah. But when he criticized him, I don't think that's unfair. He wanted the best. We all want the best from our quarterback. If you are leading this team and someone has coached you and said, you are the leader on this team, folks, I'm expecting you to be competent. Last week, what we saw was not competence. Yes, I understand the resilient drive where you scored the touchdown. But no, that's a team you should have beat. There was nothing special about Jacksonville last week. And please don't tell me there was. Travis Etienne didn't do his thing. Calvin caught a touchdown that looks like it was a mix-up back there in the back of the end zone. You know, Trevor Lawrence really didn't go off on us. I think he ended up with 200 some yards. So don't tell me we lost to a juggernaut. Now, the Detroit game, they played tough. There was nothing about Jacksonville's defense that was that great to me, even in the sacks. Pamela says, shout out to Keith Smith. Yeah, Keith Smith still does his thing in that fullback position. Austin Douglas says, I think pass catchers are starting to lose faith in Ridder, and it's going to come down either you're picking Ridder or the wide receiver. It's kind of funny you say that, Austin, because look, the pictures tell a picture is worth 1,000 words. You saw the video. We saw Mac Hollis. You saw Drake over there looking at the side. I can only imagine what Kyle Pitts is going through. There will come a time pretty soon that you got to figure this thing out. Now, I know we're still, 5 weeks away from a bye or whatever, but I don't know. Hopefully we're not even having this conversation Sunday night. Anthony, what's going on, sir? Say after 5 straight seasons of losses, fans will not have patience for poor play from Ridder, who we were told was ready. Another bad game will lose the fan base. Folks, and Anthony, especially in the Benz. The atmosphere the first 2 games have been better than anything since 2017. Trust me, been there. Those 2 games, especially the comeback against Green Bay. I mean, fans were ready for the Carolina game too, but being able to come back in that Green Bay game and the noise when the defense came out there, hadn't seen anything like that in a long time. We drowned out the Green Bay fans who were there. Hadn't seen anything like that in a while, where we literally took over the away team. WCG was up. They say, I know some are going to say Ridder flashed in the Packers game, but I would like to say that had more to do with Coach Gray and knowing what their secondary players like and don't like. Well, he did flash in at the end. This is true. But yeah, having somebody who had just left there probably does help a little bit. JJ says we have 2 winning seasons the past 10 years. I'm tired of being patient. Fair. Millie says Fields showed me some flashes last night. Finally, I kind of agree. Him here with these weapons might be something. Dexter says I'm a Ryan Knight and would love to see what he could do with this receiving core and this defense. Dexter, if you would have told me 2016, 17, 18, Matt, maybe. But I think anything after that, I'm just not sure. Matt can throw it, but I'm not sure. Now, the receivers and tight ends would be happy. I agree with that. But, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Because if you're to complete this statement and make it true, I think it would have to be an earlier version of Matt. I don't think the 20 or 21 Matt would have done the same thing. Because if that was the case, he would have succeeded in Indianapolis too. Jamal D is in the house. What's going on, Jamal? How you doing, sir? David Starr says another narrative. Well, he played against good defenses. New Orleans is a good defense. Baltimore is a good defense. Where's the growth? Yeah, folks, I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars was any better to me than Carolina. I think Carolina was the second best defense we played this year. Keeping it real. I think they were better than Green Bay, and I think they were better than the Jaguars. Carolina had a good defense, yet we managed to do that basically on the shoulders of Jesse Bates in the running game. Ron Thomas, what's going on, Ron? How you doing, brother? Says Ridder playing like a high school quarterback. Red says you can't lead while losing. Message. WCG says I'm supporting Ridder, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to boo Ridder out of Stadium on Sunday. Either do something about it or cry, baby, cry. Fair. Rodney in the house, what's going on, brother? Say, Uncle Steve, what's up? Say, I don't know why Falcon fans are content with mediocrity. I think I said it before. If you are mediocre at your job, you may get fired, but know your replacement is coming. Yeah, that's nothing but true. Facebook user in the house, what's up? What's good? Let's face it, if it wasn't for our defense this year, we'd be 0-4. Smith has to do better with this offense. And I know, again, good point. We're making a lot about the quarterback situation, but Arthur Smith, man, if something is, let me put it this way. If things aren't working with the quarterback you claim to be the starter, then you have to put him in a place that's going to make him successful. You can't put him in situations that it's been proven over and over again the last 2 games that he can't succeed. If you keep putting him back in those situations, he's going to fail. So I agree. I agree. JJ might summarize this, and people don't want to hear this. But I want Ridder to be good. I just don't think he is. That's simple. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that was more words than I thought. I was gonna say it's about 10 words, but it's very short. It's simple, and it might just be true. I want Ridder to be good. I just don't think he is. And I asked this question of my son, who is very critical of Ridder. I asked him, what have you seen from him starting back to the New Orleans game last year up till Jacksonville? What quality, flash, and I'm not talking about Mike Vick going all over the place. What quality have you seen from him in those 8 games that makes you think, okay, he's worth developing? Maybe I'm wrong. I saw him manage a nice team against Green Bay in that last quarter. But what other qualities have you seen? I don't know. I just haven't. Dre said there's certain throws that he should flat out make. The ball is just sailing high. His receiving core is not comfortable. Did you see their facial expression? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Stevie Wonder saw that. Jamal D says, in my opinion, Desmond may have a career where he is better later on somewhere else. We don't have the time that he needs, and I won't call him a bum for his whole career yet. And that's Jamal, that actually might be good. Remember how bad we were dogging Geno Smith a few years ago? Maybe Desmond Ridder is not ready for the lights right now. When you're asking Falcon fans to be patient, and I'll remind you again, patient. You're asking Falcons fans to be patient, to accept or tolerate delays. After 5 years of not losing delays, accept problems or suffering, emotional fan suffering, without becoming annoyed. So we're not supposed to get mad. Or anxious, meaning we're not trying to throw him out of the city. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Appreciate you, Bobby. Appreciate you, buddy. Anthony says, Steve, correct. We should demand more, being longtime fans. Man, I'm 50-year fan, and this is my 20th year being a season ticket holder. I share those same stats with you. We need results, no more patience. And let me make clear. short-term patience. Like, if somebody's hurt and they say it's a 4-week process, and so, yeah, I'm going to give him the 4 weeks. But if he's not ready, then you need to put somebody in there that is ready. Corley says, I'm wondering if Kyle hasn't checked it out already. Yeah, fair. Andrew Griffin is here. What's going on, Andrew? He said, ever since Matt Ryan's first pass went for a touchdown, we have been spoiled by competent quarterback play. This is why we will have no patience for Ridder to develop. And Andrew, I hear you talking, but even with that first pass that he threw to Michael Jenkins for the 62-yard touchdown, I still think Matt went through growing pains that year. He had a Michael Turner that was coming over from the Chargers that was ready to help him out in the run game and things like that. But Matt went through some growing pains that first year. I see what you're saying, but I kind of disagree a little bit to a certain extent. I see all y'all now. I'm about 3 minutes behind all the A people. I don't see anybody with patience. Where's the patience, y'all? I don't see the patience. Here's what Rusty says. Patience. B was 2021. Y'all are wrong. Kelly says, hey, I'd wait if I had reason. I was waiting on the talented quarterback. Francis says, hey, Francis, how you doing? Option A, Ridder is pure trash. He makes the garbage men sick. Man. Bobby says, what happened to that? All we needed was a game manager, and now we need a superstar. Seems like the pieces around him ain't looking up to what we thought. Yeah, I mean, dude, has he really been a game manager, though? Here's the problem. That's a great question, Bobby. Has he been a game manager? That's fair. And Scooter says his problem is Bobby, he's not managing. I agree. He hasn't even played up to game manager status. Do you actually think, again, let me stop. End of the Green Bay, I give him his credit for helping us at the end. But do you honestly think he's been the most integral part of this offense has been number 7, as we've heard that before in the past? Number 7 is the reason why we move when we move. But at some point, all teams are going to say is take away number 7 and crowd the box. He ain't throwing it down there. And when he throw it, it's going to be underthrown. That's what teams are saying. I'm not telling you that as a Falcon fan because I want him to throw it out there and let the receiver go get it. I want that. I'm not telling you this is what I desire. I'm telling you that's what's been happening. Winston says 28-13 if Ridder plays the whole game. 2017 Falcons if Ridder's pulled by half. Dang, boy. Q says, hey, Uncle Steve, sorry, I'm late. Recap of view videos. What's the topic? Topic is it okay for us to be expect more from a young quarterback coming in? Slim says, fans always left counting on the next season. Falcons acronym there. Say, I want to win now. I'm so tired of being told next year is the year. Yeah, why can't we demand success now? That's what I say. Bobby says, without the other 10, how could he be? I've already pointed that out, Bobby. If you've been listening from the very beginning, brother, I have absolutely pointed out that the other 10 guys who are on the team are accountable. Again, I also pointed out that we had less patience with the Jalen Mayfields of the world, the Marlon Davisons of the world, the Michael Walkers of the world, the Jalen Hawkins of the world. And everybody was like, okay, whatever. All of a sudden this year we've grabbed Desmond, we put him in our arms, and we we got a little bottle here. We're gonna get with the bottle is full of hope and dreams, and we're gonna get that, and we're gonna give the bottle, and we're gonna put him on our back, we're gonna burp him, and no, he gets no passes. If you're out there as the quarterback for this team, you must be held accountable. Does that mean I'm not rooting for him? Of course I'm rooting for him. He plays for the Falcons. But that doesn't mean he gets a pass. You cannot get a pass. Well, wait for him to develop. But shoot, by the time he developed, a couple of the guys on contract might be gone. AJ getting ready to come up on a contract. You think he gonna wait to see if Ridder develops? He might want to leave. Kyle Pitts is probably 1 foot out the door already. We only signed back Hollis for it, 1 year, 2 years. Calais is definitely not going to be here. Grady's situation might end up. Folks, this whole team is not going to sit here and wait for Ridder's development. As easy as it sounds, y'all got to be patient. Y'all ain't got no... Man, please miss me with every bit of that. Be patient. I've been patient. Ridiculous. JJ says 24-20 Falcons. Jamal says 27-13 Falcons. Texans are due for a humbling. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. My buddy Jonathan Freeman is in the house. What's up, man? Jonathan, how you doing? Say it's early. Can't assess until a few more games. And that's fair, Jonathan. I hear you. I'm just saying, but I need him, Jonathan. Jonathan, you got to show me something, though. It is hard, but I just got to see something, man. How do you Falcon Mind? What's going on, John and Mike in the house? What is up? Says out working, but I'll catch up later. We'll see you on Sunday. Yes, sir. Y'all make sure y'all check out of Your Falcon Mind on YouTube. Some of the best content out there in the Atlanta content creator world. Larry says cute accessory. Y'all love the Sesame Street. I'm gonna have to bring that back into the mixer here. And I had the mixer over here last time. That was fun. Y'all are oh man. Andrew says if Stroud looks better than Ridder, then coach has to make a call with a 3-game losing. Yeah, now that's fair. Because 3 game losers, and especially losing at home. Think about all the goodwill, Andrew, that you got for those first 2 games. And you have the potential. Now, if it's a close game and we lose by a field goal and the team has improved from last week, I'm not talking about that kind of loss. But if we see some of the same ineptitude from the offense, not just the quarterback, from the offensive line, and some of the play decisions or something like that, then yeah, everybody should be held accountable. Lisa says, I hope the losing stops on Sunday. This fan base is so on edge right now. And that's what we do, though, Lisa. We're fans. We let me tell you something. The Falcons go out here and win by 10 points next week. I'm not saying everything will be okay, but you'll see a whole different vibe in here. That's what we do. We're fans. Bobby says, find me somebody right now that you can plug in that's better than Ridder right now. Legally, not when I say legally, I mean, it's not like I'm not going to even go to the fantasy world of trades because everything is hypothetical based on a couple of things. Is Heineke that bad? I don't know. Got 20-something games worth of experience. I saw him lead one team to the playoffs, albeit with a losing record, but I saw him lead some teams. I don't know. I mean, so to answer your question, without trades, I mean, all you can go is to the guy behind you. So, And I'll say this, Bobby. I'm not going to make a switch this week or next week. But if we lose 2 games in a row at the Benz, then enough is enough. Especially if the defense still shows up and Bijan is still being Bijan, which means you're wasting pieces around you. Almost the flip of a few years ago when look at this offense and the defense wasn't doing anything. So TJ says, flashes like a backup quarterback. TJ is on a roll about that, boy. He said, I got to do better. Antonio says, I think not having an actual quarterback coach is holding back. Yeah. Who we got? Who's doing that now? I don't even know who's coaching the quarterback. Is it TJ Yates? Who I guess it was quarterback. I don't know. Dexter says everybody wants him to get the ball out faster, but if you watch the games, that's when he throws his picks. Are almost. Let me make sure I got that right. But if you watch the games, that's when he throws his picks or almost throws them. And I'm sorry, I know we all do it. I don't know. What I don't like is he hitches the ball too much. I do notice that too. I'll even go one step further, Dexter. I think he I said, third time mentioning John Harris today. I think he stares folks down. That you go back and look at that interception. He thinks that hitch is moving a safety. But sometimes you got to look in the direction to kind of move the safety as opposed to right there. That dude was just sitting back there waiting. Dexter says, I don't agree with you on that one because 2021 he had Pitts and the rest of his receivers was undrafted and he overperformed. Last year he had Pittman Jr. and they lost 3 offensive linemen before the season. I'm not sitting here telling you Matt Ryan was absolute trash, but there was no way that I was going to commit to Matt Ryan for the next couple of years. Matt Ryan was being overpaid, and he was not an elite quarterback. Not even an elite. I mean, he was an okay quarterback, but here's the problem, Dexter. If he really is that good and he really possessed that many attributes, one, I don't think he ever would have left here. And two, he would probably be playing for somebody else, probably the Jets at this point. I don't think Matt Ryan was at a point where people were banging down his door to ask him to come quarterback their team. This is not a knock on Ryan. Again, I'm one of the biggest defenders of Ryan when he was in his prime. But I just don't think, I disagree. I just don't think Matt would have been that same person in this offense to me. But I hear you. Andrew said, not what I expected after getting the offensive-minded coach. That's accurate. Kelly says, Ridder will improve and defenses will still force him into throws he's not good at making. DCs get paid well, too. This is true. This is true. Pasta Girl, what's going on, Pasta Girl? Says, outside of Bijan, we have no speed on the field. Use Scotty Miller. Another Scotty Miller reference. Y'all, Scotty got fans. Scotty Miller's speed to create space for the offense and the field will open up. Kelly says, the saddest part is we're top 10 in rushing, defense, points allowed, etc. Ranked dead last in passing. We finally have a playoff team and missing the most important component. Dexter says they got Matt commentating the Commanders game next week. Yeah, I heard. I think I did hear that. That ought to be interesting, Dexter, to see how that. Bobby Carter says, I like that demo on Q Fool. Oh, man. No, I know what you meant, bro. It's all good. Oh, wow. Aunt Kira is here. That's my wife. She said, with that rocking, feeding, burping demo, sounds like you got baby fever. No, I don't, wife. We will not be having any more babies, at least from this year. Oh, man. WCG. Shout out to my beautiful wife up there. It says, WCG, y'all do realize if Ridder was the quarterback of a team like the Steelers or Patriots, what Ridder is hearing in Atlanta is just sweet talk. Yeah, maybe. Maybe so. Dexter says, I think they were patient with them other players. They were here for 3 years. Ridder is basically a rookie. See, yes, but the narrative we were sold from management last year, Dexter, and keep it real, when we were in the off season and they named him the quarterback. They were like, yeah, those 4 games were valuable. And he got all of his mojo last year from that experience that he got. And then on top of that, Dexter, remember, they also in preseason said, you have such a grasp of this offense that you only need 8 or 9 plays in preseason. So when you can't tell me he's a rookie and then on the other hand, not give him reps like he's this seasoned vet. Because CJ Stroud played a lot in preseason. He's a rookie. Bryce Young played a lot in preseason. He's a rookie. Anthony Richardson played a lot in preseason. He's a rookie. So if you're going to play this week, he's a rookie, then the rookie should have been getting more time. I'm not saying playing against the second and third string of Pittsburgh, Miami, and I forgot whoever else it was we played in preseason. I'm not trying to tell you that those were playing against the A1 people, but you needed those experiences if you haven't had live reps like that against another team, not against your own team. So you can't have it both ways. So, well, Pasta Girl says Mahomes plays in the preseason, but Ridder couldn't make sense. Hello. Winston says David Golden is the quarterback coach. Oh, dang it. I thought so he's offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. Okay. The King says we can hire Matt Ryan as a quarterback coach. I'm gonna tell you this, and the King, I've heard everybody say that. Here's the only disagreement I say. Listen, contrary to everything, I'm trying to think, was that Bobby or Dexter was saying about Matt Ryan. If Matt Ryan comes to this team, it ain't gonna be as a coach. You're gonna be trying to squeeze every juice of the last lemon out of him. So I disagree. I totally disagree with that. So again, first of all, I appreciate everyone in the chat today. Thank you so much for coming in and supporting your aunt, man. Again, I am so ready to get this losing streak over with, start a new thing, get this team back on the flow. I will be in some capacity here on Sunday. I'm probably going to wait until about 7 o'clock to come on, try to in between that last 4:30 game and before the 8 o'clock game, and we'll talk about what happens at stadium. I am predicting the Atlanta Falcons in a very tough win. I think it's going to be somewhere in a 23-20. I think CJ Stroud, as nice as he's been playing, he's going to be in a hostile environment. I think the defense is going to show him some stuff, some different things that he might not be ready for. So I look for the Falcons to win 23-20. As you all are closing out with me, please make sure you like the video, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. Appreciate it. Uncle Steve's Lounge, we're here on Friday for the Friday brunch. We'll be here Sunday at around, like I said, somewhere between that last 4:30 game and the 8 o'clock game, so somewhere between 7 and 7:30. And then also check me out on the Minutia on Mondays. I try to do that Monday at 6 p.m. on YouTube and in Atlanta Bird Gang on Facebook channel. I really appreciate, man. This has been such good dialogue, and I like that we're going up and down. Like, you got a lot of different sides of this thing. Thank you so much. We appreciate everyone joining us. Keep chatting in the chat. Talk to me on the videos. We'll let's get this win Sunday, folks. Nothing will soothe our souls better than this win against the Houston Texans. I think we're going to get it. Let's see what happens. Let's root Ridder on. He's our quarterback until he's not. So Ridder is the guy. Think he's going to be him. So, hey, let's put all of our support behind him. Number 9's going to need it. And hope he has a better game. Until then, everybody take care. Again, don't forget to like the video on the way out. We'll talk to you later. Everybody have a blessed Friday. See ya.